Mother speaks. I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary. Well, welcome to Great Mother Speaks. I'm Tammy Taylor, your manifestation muse, and today we're talking about
your Great Mother Speaks March full moon reading. This full moon is in Leo. It is a very powerful full moon. It is the full moon that marks the halfway place of this eclipse season. This is the halfway mark, the pinnacle, the arc, the climax of this season. And we pay attention to the eclipse season here with the lunar readings from Great Mother, our still small voice, that intuition, what we know, because this channel is all about aligning our emotion, that Western astrology, that how we feel energy with the intuitive energy. And in order to do that, we do have to be aware of the difference. So the difference is the emotional heart below energy. That is about survival. That is about the continuum between fear and love, pain and joy. So that kind of relay system from the heart below chakras to the heart above chakras, which are the intuitive realm. It's the realm of the soul. Now, all of our chakras contain the yin and the yang, and so that's what the readings get into. They get into how we are supported energetically throughout these purification seasons, which are what ecliptical seasons are. This one right now with Leo in the North Node and Aquarius in the South Node has to do with following our hearts, that Leo energy, that Great Father energy ruled by the Sun, at the expense or with the group thought as an afterthought. So following one's heart, doing what you want to do first as a priority, and then considering the needs of others is really what this energy is about. It's about us being supported in pursuing what it is our heart, that crossroads between the ego and the soul, wants to do in this lifetime. And so there's been a lot of energy supporting that. Have all of us done a beautiful job at exhibiting that and at communicating that to one another? Perhaps not necessarily, but it's all in divine order, and that's what we focus on here. We focus on our divinity. 3 primary concepts: that we are divine children of the Great Mother, Father, God. The second is that we are therefore never condemned or judged. And finally, we are never left alone. There's always guidance along our path. We use the analogy of the Wizard of Oz to exemplify this. They are black and white cards, symbolizing the yin and the yang, the Great Father energy of the Sun and the Great Mother energy of the Moon, that darkness, that still small voice, that black void of the cosmos, and the Sidereal astrology, which is where Cancer is in the North Node, or Rahu at this time, and Capricorn is in the South. This is very important to know. The Great Mother, Great Father nexus that we're working with is extremely powerful. It has to do with the transition from the Piscean age to the Aquarius age. We are letting go of Aquarius energies that no longer serve us, and we're moving more into Aquarian energies that have to do with personal, individual spiritual expression. And so this ecliptical season is a series of ecliptical seasons that will usher in the Aquarius age in earnest. Great Mother is the Moon, which rules Cancer, the North Node in the Sidereal. The Sidereal astrology is the soul astrology, and this is where you hear me refer to the double houses. So, for example, if you are Leo, then more than likely your sidereal sign is Cancer, unless you're about the 5th of the people that exist that have both. Leo, etc., etc. If you want to double check, be sure to do so at the links below. While you're there, I would also like you to take a look at the Mama Drama Trauma channel. It's just getting up and going. The website is coming soon. But for those of you who are the majority that are here out of the work that I do with Mama Drama Trauma and how Great Mother came through to create this deck and to create this work to heal Mama Drama Trauma. I would really appreciate your critiques and your feedback. The channel and the website that's coming is going to be a resource for you to be able to identify, for you to be able to assess, and to get the materials that you need to support your healing of this condition. Mama Drama Trauma is a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and/or physical trauma. In cases where she's unable, unwilling, or unavailable to heal, loving detachment is required. Loving detachment is the basis of these readings. And with these readings, we're looking at energies as impersonal energies that support divine beings, our experience. The black and white world of yin and yang is the world of infinite probabilities. It is the world, the source and center of all things. It also symbolizes the farm where Dorothy came from and from which she returned. The yellow brick road, or the rainbow world, technicolor world, is the world of reality and illusion in which we descend into in order to have experiences that evolve our soul. For Mama Drama Trauma, for example, the life lesson for soul evolution is self-love and spiritual independence. Every full moon and new moon is an opportunity to work with energies in order to achieve that here with Great Mother Speaks. For this full moon in Leo, this is the counterbalance of the Leo sun that was active during the total solar eclipse back in August. Although this is not an eclipse, it marks the halfway mark because we have up to this point had the total solar eclipse in August. Before that, the season started in earnest with a partial lunar eclipse at the beginning of August, whose moon was in Aquarius. And we have just had a partial solar eclipse whose moon was in Aquarius. But before that, there was a total lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipses are always during the full moon. They are cleansing, purification moons. And solar eclipses pull shadows to show us what needs to be looked at. So just this past February 15th, just recently, 2 weeks ago, you might want to check out what Great Mother was saying to you about the shadows that were being pulled out for you. That moon was in Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn in the Sidereal, and Aquarius, Pisces in the Western. So it was pulling up shadows for us that had to do with that transition from the Aquarius to the Pisces age. Capricorn in the South Node in the Sidereal is a soul indication that now as we are moving into lighter, more soulful energies of Pisces and the Aquarius genius energy of individual expression, which is a higher expression than Leo, but in the South Node and the Western, it's a balancing of paying attention too much to this physical world and being able to relax in the reality of our divinity. If that sounds like a little bit too much, let's unwrap it here and let's talk a little bit more about the rainbow world in which we exist. It's full of planets, it's full of chakras that assist us in the centrifugal forces of these energies in our bodies that ground our soul energy here. What I'm going to do is pull a card for each sign. This is going to be an indication for you of how Great Mother is working with you this March full moon. This halfway mark has to do with this energy going more into self-expression, heart expression, and releasing the group on an ego level, and deeper going into the Cancer, Rahu, North Node level of using that individual expression to be more caring, to have more solidly grounded homes, solidly grounded mothering, self-care, and releasing the need for so much order and so much structure that is resisting or blocking our ability to do so. For your sign, there's going to be a different message that Great Mother comes to you about this particular halfway mark. Because as we move into the rest of the season, which ends in November, we have one more total lunar eclipse in July, and we have a partial solar eclipse in August, closing things out. Now, the season began in earnest back in May of 2017. What was happening for you 9 months ago? An eclipse season is 18 months, so we're at that 9-month mark. What was happening for you and perhaps to you May of last year? Collectively, Venus had just left Aries, and it had been in Aries back and forth with Pisces in retrograde for a couple of months. And when it finally left, a lot of us had come to a realization about some things that we perhaps had known, but the truth was going to take us some time to process, particularly in the areas of personal relationships and what our personal needs were. This was the entry point into this Cancer Leo North Node energy that started in earnest with the lunar eclipse at the beginning of August in Aquarius. What this means is that as the nodes shifted from Virgo Pisces, ordering our emotions into being clear about those emotions, and the purification, which opened up this eclipse season back in August, was purifying what was from the previous eclipse season that needed to be clarified in terms of our spirituality, in terms of our higher knowing, in terms of what we knew we needed in order to have internal balance. And so as this eclipse season opened, I want you to kind of think about where you were with that, because I'm going to pick a card for each sign, and as you listen to your individual readings, see how this theme is playing for you, because this halfway mark marks the will that you will use to move forward. That Leo energy, that gut chakra and sixth chakra energy, aligning that so that now, since the shadows have been revealed and purified throughout this eclipse season, be sure to watch the first quarter video for this year, January through March, if you haven't been keeping up with what's going on, because the second quarter videos are about to be released for April through June. See what Great Mother was saying to you the beginning of this year with regard to where you are now. Because this reading, this halfway mark reading, is very important. It is the reflection of what the cleansing period has been coming up to this point of self-clarity, of self-desire, how to use that in mature and loving ways for yourself and for your home, which is the foundation of outward expression, that Aquarius energy, okay? With now the supportive energies being available for us to implement and to manifest our will from that foundation. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started, sign by sign. Let's see how this works for you. I want everyone to see this because some of you actually will be testing to see what resonates best with you, your Western moon sign or your Sidereal moon sign. Again, be sure to check below. Also, you want to be sure to look at how unique we are as divine beings of the Great Mother, Father, God. Our needs truly are taken into consideration. Our uniqueness truly is considered. And as a collective celestial conscious group, in a particular sign, there are energies that we all share and that we are all working through. And that in and of itself is a support. Let's get started. The Leo full moon and what it means for the moon sign. This is your full moon for the year, Leo moon sign people. And you are Cancer Leo moon sign with the Cancer in your sidereal, unless you are like a fifth of the people in which you would also be Leo in sidereal. You want to double check at the links below to see which reading resonates best with you and for you at this time. You are holding down the tropical North Node energy right now, Leo moon people. So emotionally, you are actually leading the pack in terms of confidence, in terms of following your heart. And for some of you at the other end of the continuum, you might be having some challenges with following your heart in a way that really resonates with you. Following your heart isn't usually a challenge in general, but when we're talking about moon readings, we're also talking about the soul. And so that's why the signs can really change, because you're talking about your soul's evolution, where your soul is in your journey right now, and what it is needing from this physical experience through you as you. That is what you intuit. That is how the soul communicates to the ego, is through intuition. The ego, who we say we are, who we feel ourselves to be in this place and time, in this space, in this body, communicates to the soul through our emotions. That's the Western astrology. And in the Western astrology, you being the North Node, you are holding the collective consciousness at this particular time energetically, Leo Moon people, in terms of our evolution moving forward. You are perhaps, as a collective celestial unconsciousness, your group intuitively is downloading information that has to do with an ability to really follow through with that information at this particular time, to really will that information into being, because the Sidereal and the Western is in Leo, and so you are receiving intuitive guidance from your soul to forge ahead. So you are approaching this with an unction to follow your yellow brick road. In fact, you do have the Mauve goddess card, we're all gods and goddesses card, to follow the yellow brick road. This card has to do with you actually embarking on a journey from Munchkin Land. What is your Munchkin Land, Leo Moon people? Your moon in your first house as a collective consciousness reading is indicating that you have a newfound identity, that you are shining a light on how you are expressing that identity in your formal relationships. And so your formal contracts, marriage-wise, whether you are actually consolidating a relationship or disseminating a relationship, maybe a business partnership, whatever that is, you have come to a conclusion about what needs to happen, how it needs to happen, and even when it needs to happen. This is the gut chakra card. And as we see, there is an antenna that goes through the gut chakra. Let's see. Well, that gut chakra card connects to the third eye. And although we don't have a third eye in this particular reading, we do have another gut chakra card that is a full moon card. This is a full moon reading, and so Demeter would have particular meaning for you. This is a card that is in the same suit, although Mauve comes after the full moon. So moving ahead a little bit in the reading to kind of emphasize this gut chakra, you are a third eye sign. Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun and the moon rule the third eye. So Leo is North Node in the tropical. Cancer is North Node in the sidereal. So on a soul level, in the third eye, Great Mother is ruling the soul level on the collective consciousness for the planet, the collective unconscious. The collective consciousness in the Western astrology is being ruled by Leo. So we're having this Great Mother, Great Father balancing energy that's occurring throughout the planetary collective conscious and unconscious energies. This is directly related. Again, the third chakra in this deck is connected to the third eye. This is the third chakra suit, and this is the Munchkin Land suit. This full moon card is actually when Glinda the Good Witch gives Dorothy the shoes, and Dorothy receives those shoes. You can barely see in this full moon card those shoes right there. You see? Okay, the red, ruby red slippers. That's the birthright. And so this energy for you, this full moon, has to do with you accepting how you feel about where you are moving forward and initiating who and what you want your life to be, and telling yourself the truth about what that is. I don't want to get the cards out of their position, but it's very important because this is a full moon card, and this is gut chakra. Mars rules the gut chakra. And so therefore, this is Aries Scorpio energy. For you, Aries Scorpio energy is showing up as, okay, that's fourth house energy with the Scorpio. But with Aries, that would be your ninth house energy. And so where are we seeing ninth house energy with Leo showing up? Aries, 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 Aries. Well, Uranus is in Aries right now. It's about to move into Taurus. And so this gut chakra card, this Mars energy, is important because it is yang energy, that great father energy. It's action, it's moving forward, and that's what you're opening up with, moving forward on your yellow brick road. This is the full moon card. This is the full moon that is in Leo. And so we want to take a minute to back up and kind of look at that a little bit, because you don't have a third eye card here, but you are the third eye ruled by the sun. Got it? All right. This is full moon now. This is the waning gibbous moon card that comes after the full moon. So after you accept how you feel, accept your birthright, those ruby red slippers of where you are, Leo moon people, in terms of the work that you've done, the emotional work that you've done, and just feeling yourself and knowing yourself to be well. Because this full moon is in Leo in both the Sidereal and in the Western. In the Sidereal, it's in the nakshatra of Maha, which is the same nakshatra that the total solar eclipse was in. Although a solar eclipse is a new moon and this is a full moon, that is what the sun was in. Okay, the sun that was eclipsed by the moon, that was a Cancer Leo moon, had a lot of Leo energy. It was eclipsed by a Cancer Leo moon. You're Cancer Leo, sidereal, tropical. So that's another symbol that's important to look at. What was going on with you during that total solar eclipse? If you can think back to the last week in August, it's going to be important because that Leo energy of Maha is a very evolved Leo energy. It is a energy that has released the ego yang energy of Leo, the childish, attention-seeking, just kind of self-oriented type of energy. It has released that for a higher, more patriarchal, kingly, dignified energy. And so what Great Mother is saying is to release anything that does not allow you to fully accept how you feel at this time, because that's going to have a lot to do with this Martian energy moving forward on your yellow brick road, Leo moon people. I hope that made sense for you, because the connection to Uranus being in Aries right now is that seventh house energy is about relationships. It is about no, that's not seventh house. Your seventh house is Aquarius, so that makes that Aries your ninth house. That ninth house energy is your philosophy. It's how your perspective of life, and you have undergone some real transformations in terms of that. And what Great Mother is saying is that it's important for you to be in real time with all of the changes that have occurred since August, when that sun, okay, your moon sign is ruled by the sun, which is great father energy, has undergone transformation since then, that you need to consciously bring into your conscious mind to update where you are. Because this full moon is in the sun of Aquarius. Okay, and so this Aquarius energy is a energy that is your seventh house energy, and that is shining a light on your relationships. And so there has been a shift, there's been some type of transformation in terms of how you're looking at relationships. And as you move along your yellow brick road, Great Mother is saying that your transformative opportunity is to really be sure that in any relationship that you feel any form of abandonment and abuse, this is what we look at with mama drama trauma and daddy drama trauma. This is the Me Too taboo, to speak of the traumas that are caused by experiences of the terrible mother. There are three kinds of mother: the good mother, the great mother, and the terrible mother. Of course, Glinda the Good Witch symbolizes the great mother, the fairy godmother. The good mother sacrifices her life for her child, which is what Dorothy's mother, she was an orphan, her mother had presumably died. Does that mean that she sacrificed her life for Dorothy? Well, if you learn a little bit more about the symbolism of the film and that sort of thing through the deck, you will find that when she was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, she was speaking to who she felt was her great mother energy supporting her in her life as her birth mother. But the transformative opportunity has to do with this root chakra here and this new moon card, this new moon. This is the opening scene of the film when Dorothy and Toto are kicked off of Mrs. Gulch's property. And for you Leo Moon people, it might be kind of feeling like that. Might be kind of feeling some rejection, dejection at this particular time, because you have changed how you feel. You have transformed your philosophy going forward. The sun now is in Aquarius in the nakshatra of Shabbatya. And this is the moniker of 100 doctors. And 100 doctors is about being able to heal yourself, being able to heal others. It has a strong Piscean type of energy too. It's kind of a cuspy energy, Aquarius, Pisces energy. It's the same nakshatra that we were dealing with during the partial solar eclipse just February 15th with Venus in that nakshatra. Shatvisha is really well respected. It's very particular about the people that it hangs around with too, because it is very focused on healing. It's very focused on being organized and being firm and smart about what it does and how it does things. And so this is kind of a new you. And the Great Mother is saying that it may be a blessing in disguise that you feel that way, so you can just let them go. This is new moon energy, so I would encourage you to look at that new moon partial solar eclipse video November 15th to kind of see where that might be coming from for you as you follow your yellow brick road. What Great Mother does not want you to overlook, Leo Moon people, is that you are open to following this yellow brick road, that your heart, which is a crossroads between the ego and the soul, is definitely ready to go above and beyond what is necessary at this particular time. But there may be some fear and some apprehension about it. And that's okay, because this in the waning gibbous moon phase is, again, after the full moon. So you have two waning gibbous moons, one after the other, with the new moon in between, saying that right after this full moon, you're going to actually move forward very quickly along your yellow brick road with your new updated real-time sense of self, philosophy, relationships, releasing dead energy that no longer serves you, in the sense of feeling safe and secure. That's a root chakra new moon card. And so safety and security, this gut chakra, really trusting what you know and moving forward now with all of the transformations that have occurred since the total solar eclipse, and not overlooking your heart, that Leo energy that's guiding all of us through this North Node transformation on a planetary level. The Sheila Nagid card is the scene in The Wizard of Oz, as we can see the lion here in the castle as the three and Dorothy are told what they must do to receive their wishes, which is bring the witch's broom back. And he's like, oh my gosh, jumps out the window. But he didn't turn away and not do it. He was just afraid. And so what Great Mother is saying is that although there may be some insecurities, there may be some doubts about how to move forward, you are down for the count. And she's saying, don't overlook that. Just, sometimes if you're used to being courageous and you're used to following your heart, and that's the nature of Leo moon, sometimes even our nature is put on the edge and it's challenged, particularly since this is first house energy for you. This is a whole new beginning of a wheel, a whole new cycle of evolution for you. And so this is new. This seventh house energy of the sun is shining a light in the Aquarius energy for you in terms of how you are going to be interacting with people and sharing your energy with people. Perhaps being a little apprehensive because in the past maybe you've shared energy with people or people have shared energy with you, that kind of rings of abandonment and abuse, and you want to have more of a adventurous, dignified, loving, dancing the celestial dance and enjoying your life type of an experience. The shadow to this, which may be blocking or preventing the supportive energies for you to do that within yourself emotionally, these blockages have to do with maybe a feeling of victimhood as a result of the abandonment and abuse. What Great Mother is saying is that the energies that are present now support you in creating whatever you want, Leo Moon people. This is the second chakra crescent moon card. The second chakra is symbolized by the Ankh in this deck. And this is the scene in the movie when Dorothy leaves the farm. She runs away with Toto to protect him, and she comes upon the Professor Marvel at his camp. And she is telling him why, well, actually he's telling her why she has run away. Is someone trying to tell you why you are feeling the way that you feel? Because you haven't really gotten to a point where you're articulating your real-time situation now, and maybe someone's trying to articulate that for you. That might be what is not resonating with you right now. And what Great Mother is saying is that therefore you may be feeling like you need to give up what you know, that intuition, that higher knowing in order to survive. So you might actually be in a situation where you feel dependent physically, materially on someone else, and that is the person that is kind of telling you what's up and what you need and what you don't need, what you think and what you don't think, and you just kind of going along with it so that your material needs are met. What Great Mother is saying is that this is a throat chakra crescent moon card. This is a little higher energy than the second chakra, which is about desires, having your physical needs met, having your actual choice in your association being what you want it to be, letting go of associations that no longer serve you. That's one level, and that's great. But since it's in the shadow, she's bringing this out of the shadow and saying, wait a second, be very, very clear. Take this up from the second to the fifth chakra and be sure that you are not selling out your intuition for survival. That you're not selling out what you know for survival. That's not necessary. Honor who you are and honor what you know to be the truth for your life. And if it is not in a certain circumstance, regardless of whether it seems like this person is your only means for survival, or a work situation, or whatever it may be, a contractual, this sun is in the seventh house, and it's shining a light on group thought. There's some form of group thought, or maybe some attention that you're getting from a particular group of people that are close to you, that you have close relationships with. There's a tit for tat relationship. There's a work relationship. You work, you get money, or you perform a certain duty, and people show you appreciation some way, or in an actual romantic relationship. And she's saying that those relationships that no longer serve you need to be released, Cancer Moon people. This is the scene in The Wizard of Oz when Dorothy is in the witch's castle, and the witch is trying to take those shoes, and she gets shocked in the process because she cannot take Dorothy's birthright. Our birthright is to be happy, healthy, and whole, Leo Moon people. And you've already undergone such transformation and such maturation since the beginning of this eclipse season, way back in May, and since August with the activation of this eclipse season, that it's time for you to speak your truth, to express your truth, and to let people know. Now, how we do this with love is by first of all loving, respecting, and accepting ourselves, which is what we started off with, isn't it? We kind of jumped ahead, but this is in the position of what needs to be let go. And what needs to be let go, Leo Moon people, is a resistance to accepting how you really feel. Accepting that birthright. We had to kind of go over here so we could see those shoes. Accepting that birthright. Accepting those shoes from Glinda the Good Witch, from Great Mother. Your intuition, which is your true guide. The intuition of Great Mother from that sidereal Cancer energy coming through the Leo, we are talking about the lunar energies which inspire action, the sun sign. So the sun sign is our actions and how we do things, what makes us do certain things in terms of the energies that are present to motivate certain actions. But the basis of all of that is our moon sign. Our moon sign is inspiring everything. As a matter of fact, the sun is conjunct Neptune right now. And they're both in Aquarius, and they're both in this Shatbicha healing energy. Neptune rules Pisces in the tropical astrology, and so it's a real dreamy type of energy. And so Great Mother's saying, don't be shy. Don't be shy about what your hopes, your wishes, and your desires are. Even your fears. Don't be shy about what those are, because they need to be spoken in order for them to be released. They need to be expressed in order for them to be embraced as your feelings, because what Great Mother is saying is going to facilitate your release of anything that's blocking you from receiving your birthright and from not selling out your intuition. It's self-mothering. The full moon, you have another full moon card. You have a full moon gut chakra card. And again, the gut chakra is connected to the root chakra as well. Root, gut, and third eye are very closely connected. These are energies that really build on the Kundalini Yang energy. The root chakra is ruled by Saturn. And we were talking about Saturn being in your 7th house as well. And so we have these contractual issues that are coming up. And remember, from the total lunar eclipse, the sun was in Capricorn Aquarius. Okay, Sidereal in the Capricorn and Aquarius in the Western. And so that is very prevalent here. Formal relationships, how you are balancing your life, how you are really expressing what you need, whether you are finding yourself in the continuum of self-expression to be people-pleasing, or whether you are finding it to be too aggressive. Sometimes the lion can roar too much or unnecessarily, but when you find that proper balance, it's because you have taken the time to self-care and to really pay attention to really what that lion or lioness is needing to share and to feel and to express. So what Great Mother is saying is that in order to facilitate this self-acceptance, you need to look at your root chakra, where you feel safe and secure within your body. Does that mean that you need more time at night to sleep? Does that mean that you need to really be able to cleanse yourself in a particular way? Sometimes we are forced out of necessity to always take showers, but actually, in order for you physically to feel grounded, you really need to take a bath. That is a form of self-mothering that shifts energies in such a way that you want to talk about supportive energies. And you want to talk about root chakra? Saturn rules the root chakra, but Saturn also rules Aquarius and Capricorn. So Aquarius is that masculine root chakra, yang energy. All chakras have a masculine and a feminine, but that's the masculine, the Aquarius. So you have all this Aquarius group think, seventh house energy going on. Got the ninth house with the Uranus, the sudden expression, the unique soul expression, and following your yellow brick road, following your gut. But that root chakra, in terms of maybe there's some sudden awarenesses that are coming up about abandonment and abuse, and in terms of your identity with that Uranus and Aries. But that Aries is ninth house, and so that's shifting the philosophy. It's a lot going on. So Great Mother's encouraging you to mother yourself, to love yourself, take care of yourself. Take what your own thoughts and your own approaches to life, your own education, yourself, how you've self-taught yourself to take care of yourself. Take that into consideration. Of course, that's the scene in the film when they take Toto and Dorothy goes to her room to self-console, to self-soothe. Great Mother's saying that that's in order for you right now, Leo Moon people. You've been through a lot this year, and this full moon is your full moon that's going to bring a lot of these things to the fore. It may be a tremendously emotional moon because of its conjunction with the sun, Neptune's conjunction with the sun, and Pisces for you being 8th house energy. So you have 7th, 8th, and 9th house energies, which really have to do with, this whole movement toward a new way of relating to others close to you as a result of personal transformations. Your outcome is that you will be able to face the challenge, Leo Moon people. You will be able to look at these situations squarely in the face and accept your birthright, which no one can take away from you. This is the Sphinx card. It's a first quarter moon card, 5th chakra card, another 5th chakra card. That's why we pulled that up, right? To speak from your highest self, your highest will, your highest desire. 5th chakra is higher energy than 2nd chakra, which is physical desire. This is that 9th house energy of your highest expression of who you are. Of course, this moon is in your 1st house, and so you have a new expression of who you are. You will be able to face that challenge by working with these supportive energies that are available for you. And just as in this scene in the movie, when Dorothy is still in the witch's castle after she realizes she can't take the shoes, she leaves to try to devise Dorothy's demise. Dorothy is left in the chamber with the crystal ball, and she sees Aunt Em, and she hears her calling her name. And she says, "Aunt Em, I'm here. I'm coming home. I'm coming home." But Aunt Em can't hear her. There may be some people in your life who can't hear you, Leo Moon people. And that might be very difficult for you because in the past, there may have been a tendency to rely on these types of relationships in order for you to feel comfortable accepting who you are, accepting your feelings, and expressing yourself fully. But just as Dorothy in that chamber realized Aunt Em couldn't hear her, but she continued her plight, and she continued to face her challenge, she did return home, just as she promised. And just as you are with the fullness of this moon in Leo. Enjoy it, and I hope this reading has helped you understand what energies are supporting you to do so. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. And remember always, Great Mother loves you. And I do too.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon.